Hey everyone, and welcome to today's video. And today is another KDP no content and low content book question and answer day. Always very interesting and fun, so make sure you watch the whole video. Now, if you've not been here before, my name's Paul Marles. I do videos on how to make it, keep it, grow it, and that's your money I'm talking about. If you do like videos like that, then please do give it a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button and also smash that notification bell to receive notification of when I produce more videos like this. Now, first of all, before we get going, it's very warm today in the UK. I've got the windows open, so you might hear the sound of some boats going up the river to do a bit of seal spotting. Apparently there's over 100 seals just a bit further up the river, and also boats go out to do a bit of fishing in the channel. So apologies in advance if that happens. Let's get straight to the questions. First question: when using the keywords everywhere plugin, is there a minimum number of searches I look for on the Google search? i.e., if a keyword showed less than 50 searches on Google, would I discount it? Well, the answer to that is no, and I'll show you why. So let's go and have a look. So if we go to Amazon and put in the keyword mileage logbook. Now, for those of you that don't know, Keywords Everywhere is a plugin, and a very useful plugin, because when we do a search on Amazon with this plugin installed, it will show us some very useful metrics. Now, a small caveat to that is it does cost $10 for 100,000 credits, and those 100,000 credits do last quite a long time. I do a lot of keyword research, both for my books and these videos, and for doing examples in these videos, and 100,000 credits can last me 3 to 4 months easily. So let's show you what I mean. So I've gone over to Amazon.com. I put in mileage logbook into the search bar, and this is always what I do when I'm searching niches and keywords. And you'll see here we've got these figures and a little graph, and these figures show us the number of searches per month on Google. So for mileage logbook, it shows 1,600 searches per month. And a recent feature that they did provide with the plugin was these little graphs, and it will tell us the search numbers on Google over the last year. So we just need to hover over the graph, and you can see there from September 19 up until August 2020, it will show us the monthly searches. Now that's useful because it gives an idea, one, of the searches, but it also gives an idea of any trends on Google for that particular keyword. And we can see here that it appears as though this keyword is searched more in February and March. That may be due to tax reasons, because I know in the UK, I'm not sure if it's the same in the US, but the tax year runs from April to April, so it may be people towards the end of the tax year suddenly panicking, haven't recorded their mileage in logbooks for their accountant, and so buying these logbooks to fill out. But it's useful for all sorts of keywords and finding those trends. But what happens if we come to, like the person that sent the question in says, we've got this keyword here that shows 10 searches per month, and these other searches, these other keywords that don't show any searches per month on Google. So do we discount those? The answer is a definite no. And the reason for that is because what people search for on Amazon are different than what they search for on Google, because Amazon will get people searching for products to buy. So these are buyers keywords, and people that are putting these into Amazon may not necessarily be putting this keyword into Google. Now, what I often do say is, if you find a keyword that you want to target and it does show some Google searches per month, that just gives that keyword the extra strength, because you know people are not only searching for it on Amazon, they're also searching for it on Google. So there's a chance that your product could be found on Google. Quite a few of my notebooks and journals are also found on Google when you do put in the relevant keyword, which can only help with traffic and links to your book. But some of these other keywords, say for example here, mileage logbook for taxes 2020 or for business, those are specific buyer keywords, excuse me, that people may not necessarily be putting into Google, yet there may be quite a lot of searches for that keyword on Amazon. So no, the answer is no. I don't discount keywords if they show a low number or no number at all on Google monthly searches. Now this next question was a good one, and I thought about doing just a single video on this on its own, which I might do. I might do that. You know, if people do want that, then just let me know in the comments down below. It says, hi Paul, I'm an artist and I'd like to put some of my drawings into a colouring book. The colouring pages are in JPEG format and I can't load a JPEG into the KDP software. KDP software will only allow you to upload PDFs. Do I have to put them into another program like the one in this video and then download it to my computer in a different format? Okay, well this is quite a simple solution, and sometimes when things are so simple we can overlook them, and like myself I've overlooked this and assumed everyone knew how to do this, when in fact if I look back to when I started I wouldn't have had any clue how to do this. So I'm just going to go through this quickly. So I'm going to go to PowerPoint. Now this same principle applies to Keynote as well. Now I needed a JPEG, and in this case I'm going to download a colouring book JPEG from Creative Fabrica, which is designed to be used in KDP books. So I've downloaded that, and then we need to go to PowerPoint, open up a blank presentation page, delete what we've got here, and then we need to click on Design and change the size of our slide. We need to click on Custom Slide Size. Now this will the size you choose will be dependent on the size of your book, obviously. So 8.5 by 11, we'll put in 8.5 by 11. Now if the design goes to the edge of the page, you'll have to increase the size of the page to account for bleed. Now I have done a video on that and I'll leave the link to that above so you can see how much you need to add around the edges of the page. For this example I'm just going to put in 8.5 inches by 11 inches. Now this design is going to go to the edges of the pages, so strictly speaking I should be adding bleed onto this, so should be increasing the size of this page, but this is just an example. Okay, so we've got the size of our page now to 8.5 by 11. So now you have your drawings in JPEG format, or we've got this one I've downloaded from Creative Fabrica. All you need to do is just drag it across into Keynote or PowerPoint like so, and you can change the size of this. Holding down Shift, just change the size, so you could have it coming up right to the edges of the page, so you could move that so it comes up to the edges of the page. Obviously it wouldn't do there due to the size of the image, or you can center it. You can do whatever you like. This same applies if you're creating an interior with sort of downloaded lined paper in JPEG format or graph paper in JPEG format. So now what you need to do is go over to left hand side, click on the page that you've created, Control or Command C to copy, then Control or Command V to paste. Then click on the page you've just produced. Now obviously you don't want the same design, or you may do, particularly if it's a lined notebook or graph paper, dot grid, whatever, and in which case you can just keep on pasting, Control or Command V, keep going down until you get to the number of pages that you want, which is often, for a lined notebook 120 pages. In this case, if it's a colouring book interior, you just delete the image on the second page. And in fact, to save you from deleting the image each time, you could just copy the blank page and just paste. So now you can build up your pages here. So it's just a case of then going to the next page, dragging your JPEG image or file onto this, adjusting the size accordingly, going to your next page, doing the same until you've built up the number of pages you want. So that may be, if it's a colouring book, 38 pages, 50 pages, 70 pages, whatever. And then it's just a case of save as Adobe PDF, and then it'll ask you where you want to save that PDF file to. So you just call it whatever you want to call it, save it to your documents folder on your computer, and then that will be ready to upload to the KDP dashboard. So in your dashboard, when it comes to the interior, you just search for the file, you click on the button, search for the file, find where the file is, double click on that file, and it will be uploaded to KDP. I hope that explains it. If you do want it, or anyone want it in a bit more detail, I will devote a whole video to it, which might be useful in my playlist on KDP tutorials. If you're just starting out and you haven't seen that playlist, then I'll leave the link to that below, and it goes through some of the more basic things on how to produce KDP books and some of the more complex things as well. Okay, I hope that explains that. Next question, and this is one that often gets asked, and it's basically about the titles on notebooks, and it centers around, does the title of a notebook have to be on the cover of the notebook? And the answer to that is no. The title that you use when you're filling out the title on the KDP platform, that title has to either be on the front cover or on the spine. So you'll often see notebooks, journals, where it may be called something, but that's not written on the front of the journal or notebook, and that's because it'll be written on the spine. So you've got two options there. You might produce this lovely fancy cover that you don't want to spoil with words. Well, simple, just write the title on the spine of the book. If you didn't put it on the cover or the spine and you tried to publish, then KDP won't publish it, and they'll contact you or send you an email and tell you why it's an issue. Okay, and I think we've got time for one more question. This is about expanded distribution. A lot of people have been asking about this of late when they come to publish their book, and they have the option when it comes to the pricing page, ticking on the expanded distribution. Amazon won't let them choose that. And that's because KDP have changed their rules, and they won't allow certain books to go into the expanded distribution network. And the reasons for that commonly are due to the trim size. They don't allow certain trim sizes, and also more recently they have said they won't allow certain low content books, in particular things like lined journals or blank notebooks. So if they don't allow you that, then that's the reason. Now, I still sell a lot of my books on expanded distribution. Maybe that's because they allowed that before the rule came in, or maybe it's because a lot of mine are logbook type books, and maybe they're still allowing those. It will tell you when it comes to choosing that in the dashboard whether that's allowed or not. If it doesn't, I really wouldn't get too concerned about it. The expanded distribution sales are only a small proportion of the overall sales, and it's the overall sales you want to go for. And also the royalties from an expanded distribution sale are less than a normal sale. So not only are you getting less, you're also getting less money for each one. So I say overall, when it comes to the income, it's only a very small amount. So really, don't get worried about it. There's nothing you can do about it. You just got to move on and keep producing. I hope you found those question and answers useful. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If not, give it a thumbs down. Make sure you do hit the subscribe button though, and also smash that notification bell. And until next time, oh, by the way, if you do have questions, please put them in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from them, and I'll try my best to answer them, and some of them I'll also answer in the video. So until next time, goodbye.